Hey everybody, Julia Ware here. I wanted to take a moment to share a quick story of something that happened with my son at school. And I just wanted to, it's a good story, and I just wanted to share the importance of instilling faith in the heart of our children, in the heart of your child. So, as many of you know, I have been doing faith declarations with my children now for a few years. So I will say a declaration and they will repeat it after me. So, for example, I will say, I am a child of the Most High God. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and never beneath. God, you have great plans for my life. Your angels surround me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. So I say the declarations, and then my children repeat after me. And so it's important because I want them to know who they are, what their identity is, and that they are made in the image of Christ. So anyway, last Friday, my son tells me that there was another child in his classroom that, let's see, how can I put it without giving all the details? Basically, the other child said something to my son which was not true. So in other words, he called him a name. And I know it hurt my son's feelings. So after school, my son, he explains to me what happens, and he says, Mom, he says, I'll just call him, what's a name I can make up? Mikey. I don't know, making up a name. But let's just say a little boy named Mikey told my son that he was a certain thing, and then that thing was really hurtful and not true. So my son asked me, he said, Mom, he said, Mikey said I was blankety blank blank blank. He said, am I really? Is that true, Mom? And so at that moment, I just looked at him and I said, now listen. I said, who are you? And he said, well, I'm the healed child of God. I resist all sickness and disease. I said, okay, yes, you are, but who else are you? And he said, I'm a child of the Most High God. And I said, yes, you are. And who else are you? And he began to fire off the declarations that we do in the morning. So I was encouraged by that, because I know for me, for example, when I was growing up, I was the target of much teasing, and by today's standards, it would definitely be called bullying. And, I internalized a lot of what other children would say about me, and I allowed their perceptions of me to become the truth of who I thought I was. So that's why I'm extra sensitive with instilling God in my children, because I want them to know that their identity is in God and in God alone, and that they are whole and they are complete in God, and that no weapon, no nothing formed against them shall prosper, and no false word that's said against them will prevail. So I just wanted to share that with you as an encouragement to instill faith in your children, to do some faith declarations. It doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to go all deep and heavy into the Bible. Just say, at a child's level, the important truths of who your children are, and make them repeat those declarations. We're to the point now where we've been doing them for so long that if we run short on time, or if I'm not able to, because we often do them before school, before the bus comes. So if we're running short on time, then we're at the point, thank God, that our kids can do them on their own. So I just wanted to encourage you all to instill that faith in your children. They're so worth it. They're so worth it. Oh, and then the other thing too, and I'm sure so many other parents can relate on this one, is that there's nothing like having that moment where you know that your child has been listening. So as you're telling them something, they may not always seem like they're listening at that moment, but it's a wonderful feeling, right? When something happens a little bit later down the line and they actually recall something, or they repeat something that you have taught them in the past. And it's like, oh my gosh, they really were listening. So anyway, let that be your motivation for today, to continue at it and continue to speak the word over your children, pray over them, do your faith declarations, and I promise you they are listening. Train up, that's what I'm doing. Let's train up our children in the way that they should go, so that when they are older, they will not depart from it. Amen? So go on, have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.